Waddle Dee is what we call this adorable and innocent creature who is native to planet Popstar. These little guys may remind you of another pink puffball, but Waddle Dees are very different species. Waddle Dee are very hard-working and skilled creatures who enjoy taking long walks outside and just chilling around. Waddle Dees are also the most common member in King Dedede's army. The army, there are many different variants that have different unique skills and abilities. Waddle Dee's most well-known variant is the Parasol Waddle Dee, who slowly glides to the ground and attacks from above. Waddle Dees typically use spears in combat, and while these guys aren't typically made for war, they are ready to defend their homes from any danger. Waddle Dees are also very close relatives with another species known as the Waddle Doo. Waddle Doo look very different than Waddle Dee with its massive eye that shoots lasers. Waddle Doo are also normally given higher ranks in Dedede's army because they are naturally more suited for battle due to their whole eye business. Some Waddle Dee and Waddle Doo are even strong enough to join Kirby on adventures against the forces of evil. This Waddle Dee is an expert at using the Parasol ability, and this Waddle Doo is an expert with his magic wand that lets him focus his beam ability. Some Waddle Dee are even famous in Dreamland and are well known for their intelligence and ability to speak, as most Waddle Dee and Waddle Doo don't typically do this. Sailor Waddle Dee is one of the higher ups in the chain of command in Meta Knight's army and is smart enough to speak and shows his ability to understand situations and adapt. However, the Waddle Dee that most everybody knows is called Bandana Waddle Dee, who is an expert at the arts of the spear ability, and even is wanted for Smash. This Waddle Dee is really talented and is really honestly one of the only characters in the entire franchise that's even close to being as strong as Kirby. He's also second command in Dedede's castle, that is if we don't count Escargoon. Waddle Dee can also come in different sizes, with giant Waddle Dees who are a bit more tough than regular Waddle Dee. Waddle Dee have also proved their excellent craftsmanship abilities and intelligence by creating the massive puppet Waddle Dees that have the same strength as a giant Waddle Dee, showing that Waddle Dees use technology to better prepare themselves for combat. Waddle Dees also have massive versions of themselves too. These guys are called the King Doos. King Doos are way more powerful than a giant Waddle Dee. These guys are actually some of the tougher enemies you'll find in Kirby's franchise, and they actually prove to be quite a battle. Considering they're mini-bosses, it will take you a second to fight them, so be prepared for these guys. It really isn't explained how the King Doo's monarchy works, because there's already King Dedede, and we really don't know if there's other monarchies. They haven't really explained this, but I mean there's a lot of... Is there more than one King Doo? Are they all the same King Doo? Is King Doo EXE something else? Yeah, EXE, that's something else. Is King Doo EX supposed to be something else or not? Most importantly, however, Waddle Dees are the bestest friends you could ever make. Waddle Dees are extremely loyal and they never abandon their friends. According to Professor Curio, if someone were to give a Waddle Dee food and a place to live, the Waddle Dee serves this person in a way to repay their kindness. This is actually how King Dedede managed to get such a large army in the first place, and it's most likely the reason that he stole so much food in Kirby's Dreamland. When Kirby first arrived in Dreamland, King Dedede had stolen all the food from the people of Dreamland, to which Kirby springs into action on the first spring breeze to give the food back. The king likely took this food not only for himself, but also to give the Waddle Dees to make them stay and become his army. Since that day, Waddle Dees have stayed loyal servants to the king not due to fear or intimidation, but due to their respect to him. One day Kirby will also come to know this as well. That is all we know about their behavior and the backstory of the Waddle Dee, who are a major big face in the franchise as a whole. King Dedede and the Waddle Dee army is established as the main villains of the entire series. Wait, how are these guys supposed to be evil? Well, next time we'll dive into the heart of their empire and their leader, King Dedede himself. Until then...